Welcome everybody to event number 2. Let's begin with the intermediate division. This workout will have 2 parts. Part A will be 6 rounds for time, 3 rounds each completed in a relay style. You will begin at the rig starting with a 50-foot walking lunge, holding your med ball, going 25 feet out, 25 feet back to the rig, hopping up onto the bar, putting the med ball between your feet, and completing 10 knee raises. At that point, you will pick the ball back up, run to the wall, and complete 15 wall balls, running back to your partner and tagging them in for their next round. Once 6 rounds are complete, you will move right into Part B, which will take up the remaining time, and you will perform the maximum number of reps possible in that time. Depending on which movement you choose, or movements, you can combine them. You'll get 1 point each for ring rows, 2 points each for pull-ups, 3 points each for chest-to-bar pull-ups, and 5 points if you are able to complete a bar muscle-up. You will have 10 total minutes for both parts to be completed. So as an example, if you and your partner finish Part A in 7 minutes, you will have 3 minutes to perform max reps of the pulling motion. Now the scoring for this will work by taking the points that you earn on Part B. They will be converted to seconds, and that total time will be removed from your Part A time to give you a final score. Again, as an example, if you and your partner finish in 7 minutes and you get 30 points, that'll take away 30 seconds from your time, making your final score 6 minutes and 30 seconds. For the scaled division, you will have the same workout with a couple of tweaks. You will still have Part A being 6 rounds with the relay style, 3 rounds each. You will have 50-foot walking lunge, 10 ab mat sit-ups, and 15 wall balls. The difference for this division is that your walking lunge and ab mat sit-ups will be unweighted. The wall ball will be at the wall ready for you when you get to that. Once you finish your 15 wall balls, you will simply run back to your partner and tag them in for their round. For Part B, the format remains the same. That way, if you are a scaled athlete, but you do have these pulling motions, you are more than welcome to rack up those points. And you will still have 10 minutes total time for both parts, and the scoring will work the same way for the scaled division. Let's go through the flow and movement standards for the intermediate division. You will begin at the rig with your partner, grab the wall ball how you like, and you will lunge 25 feet down. Notice that you do have to touch your knee to the ground for each and every rep in order for that lunge to count. Once you get back to the rig, you will put the ball down, put the ball in between your feet, and jump up onto the rack and perform knee raises with that ball in between your feet. The knees do have to come past your hip in order for this to count, and you are allowed to use a box to get up onto the rack. Once you finish the wall balls, you will grab the ball, bring it over to the wall, and you will perform your 15 wall balls. Standards for the wall balls are, as always, hips below your knee crease. For the ladies, the ball has to touch that 9-foot mark. For the gentlemen, it will touch that 10-foot mark. Once those are all completed, you will come back to the rig with your ball and hand it to your partner. At that point, your partner will begin their round. Now let's go over the flow and movement standards for the scaled division. For the scaled division, the same standards apply for the lunge. Knee has to touch the ground each rep in order for it to count, and you must make it past that 25-foot mark in order for you to turn around and come back. The only difference with the scale division is that you do not need to carry the wall ball for the lunge, and you do not need it for the next piece either, which is our sit-ups. So shoulders must touch the ground each and every rep, and your hands must touch your feet each and every rep in order for those sit-ups to count. Now you have 10 of those sit-ups before moving on to the 15 wall balls. For the scale division, you will have a 14-pound ball for the men, 10 for the women, and the standards are the same as the intermediate. Your hips must come below your knees, and the ball must touch the wall in that 9-foot range for the ladies. For the men, you will have to go a little bit higher to that 10-foot part. Now let's chat about the movement standards for the pulling part of the workout, part B. The standard for the ring rows will be lining your toes up with the rig where the rings are, and then leaning back from that position. You will then pull those rings to touch your chest and back down to a full lockout on the arms. For the pull-ups, you must begin with the elbows locked out in a hang, and you must get your chin to break the plane of the bar in order for those reps to count. In this competition, you will be allowed to use kipping, you will be allowed to use butterfly, as long as those standards are still met. The same standards apply for the chest to bar pull-up, although you must touch that bar to your chest below the collarbone in order for the chest to bar to count. For the bar muscle up, you must begin from a hanging position, and you must pull yourself up and over the bar, extending and locking out those elbows at the top of each rep.